Yo, 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 what up, though? This is your boy, Chris B. Daniels, and you are now on Show and Talk. Man, it's been a while since I done one of these. I miss y'all, yo. So, in light of this new fact, or you could say this news, they're actually releasing Mortal Kombat 12. Don't know when. I don't think there's a release date on it yet, but I'm definitely going to check it out when it comes out. So, in light of that fact, I want to do a review on a movie. I'm pretty sure some of you seen, all of you may not have seen it yet, but it was pretty good to me. And out of the three films, I probably put it number two. You know what I'm saying? In that movie, Mortal Kombat Legends, Snowblind. I don't know if y'all can see that. It might be a glare. Um, but yeah, before we talk about this movie though, I want to go back and talk about Mortal Kombat Legend Scorpion's Revenge. So that movie was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was trying to follow the games, it did okay in my opinion. But the thing that I didn't like, the thing that stood out to me the most in that movie is that Goro was washing Liu Kang, man. And that's something that'll never happen. You know what I'm saying? In the game. So I'm like, okay, I understand they're trying to make Scorpion the lead character and all that, but I don't remember in any interpretation, unless it was the comics, because I never really read the comics, but I don't remember in any other interpretation or whatever, Scorpion killing Goro. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he did in that movie. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the movie was okay, and it was the first one I seen. And I ain't know nothing about this until I actually came across it and crossed it in a list of movies or whatever. This was a couple years ago. So I decided to go ahead and give it a gander. And it was all right. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this movie. So the first thing I want to talk about that, I'm pretty sure that everybody noticed. The first thing you notice when you started watching this movie, which is the content. You know what I'm saying? So the violence level in this movie is awesome, man. Like there's plenty of blood, plenty of gore. You know what I'm saying? The martial arts is on point. You know what I mean? So it's like the first scene that you see Kenshi fighting where he beat up Cobra, Kira, and Cabal. You know what I'm saying? That fight scene was, you know what I'm saying? Because at first you would think Kenshi was losing because it was washing up everybody in town. You know what I'm saying? Until Kenshi came in, stepped in, and just, you know what I'm saying, started whooping everybody's ass. So it was kind of a surprise to me, but then again, it wasn't because it's Kenshi. You know what I'm saying? But because this is supposed to be, his origin story, which a lot of stuff in this was pretty accurate. You know what I mean? It really was. But yeah, the movie was I mean, like the violence was just on point for me. You know what I'm saying? I like violent movies. I don't know, maybe it's something wrong with me, but I just like blood and gore and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty entertaining. But now as far as the story, like I was saying before, when Kenshi arrives in town, he starts off as this cocky, you know, kid, but he could back it up. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he beat up Cobra, Cabal, and Kira. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much at the same time. But there's one character in the movie that kind of stands out to people who are just like, Mortal Kombat fans. Like, how can I put this? Like, just regular fans, not diehard fans, but Shang Tsung is one of those characters that a lot of people will recognize instantly. You know what I'm saying? Based off the first game, because Shang Tsung was old or whatever. So Shang Tsung, right? And this is also in the game, so it's kind of canon, but at the same time, I don't think it is because based on the timeline where Kenshi came, you know what I'm saying? Because Kenshi was young, but everybody else is old. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At this point. So what happens is after Kenshi, you know what I'm saying, gets beat up by Tremor or whatever, right? Shang Tsung, no, I'm trying to think. Man, was that after he beat up Cabal and them? No, I think it was after he beat. I'm trying to remember, y'all. it's been a couple of months since I've seen the movie. I'm trying to remember, did Shang Tsung take him to the well before or after he got beat up by Tremor? It might have been after. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was after. Okay, because Tremor came through after the other three got beat up, right? So um, Shang Tsung takes Kenshi to the well because he recognizes, you know what I'm saying, Kenshi and his legacy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew the sword down there had something to do with his bloodline, and he was the only one that can get the well open. So Kenshi follows Shang Tsung to the well. You know what I'm saying? Because he goes by Sung. He doesn't tell Kenshi who he is at first. You know what I'm saying? So once they get the well open, it's a bunch of souls that spew out. You know what I mean? And blinds Kenshi instantly. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. That's my dog whining. She wants to get on the bed. But yeah, it blinds him instantly. You know what I'm saying? So the sword really is down there. He really does get the sword. But Shang Tsung, you know, gets his youth back or whatever. And the thing I did not like about this movie is what they did to Shang Tsung, man. So you think that Shang Tsung might become the new villain after this, right? Because I'm about to, you know, reveal the villain to y'all in a few minutes, but you would think after Shang Tsung got the souls out that well, he was unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So after this, right, he leaves Kenshi for dead. And Kenshi really does get the sword, Sento, you know what I'm saying, which is a dope ass sword, by the way. But he really does get the sword, but he's still injured. You know what I mean? Not only that he's injured, he's blind now. So back to Shang Tsung. So Shang Tsung, right? He goes back to the hideout where his boss, which is none other than Kano. Kano of all people. Who Shang Tsung is working for, Kano. So he reports back to Kano. But this time, Shang Tsung walks in all cocky. You know what I'm saying? He's washing up, you know, Kano's men or whatever. And because he's got all these souls. So, you know what I'm saying? He's like 10 times more powerful. And he's got his youth. So he tries to steal Kano's soul. You know what I'm saying? But this shit didn't work, right? So in this movie, Kano was like OD, super powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude was like OP. You know what I mean? Overpowered. For those who don't know what that means. But yo, he destroyed Shang Tsung. I think he cut off his arm and then ripped off his head, I believe. So that was the end of Shang Tsung, and that's what I didn't like. How they did my boy. You know what I'm saying? Well, Shang Tsung's not really my boy because he was you know what I'm saying, he was a snake in all the games and all that. But I couldn't buy the fact that Kano killed Shang Tsung. You know what I'm saying? That never happened. You know what I mean? But it did. Because the reason why Kano was so powerful is because of kronikas hourglass. Somehow he got a hold of it, and I guess what he did was he made himself overpowered. You know what I'm saying? And he brought back the Black Dragon. So we're going to get into the characters. So the first character I do want to talk about though is Kenshi. You know what I mean? So like I said, in the movie, the timeline kind of doesn't match up with the games. You know what I'm saying? Because Kenshi's young, like I said, where everybody else is old. You know what I mean? Comes in as a cocky fighter, and he pretty much backs it up until he fights Tremor. Tremor whoops his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like he whoops his ass, and then after that he's injured. And like I said, Shang Tsung takes him to the well to get the sword Sento. Come to find out there's souls in there that blinds him. You know what I'm saying? Blase. So there's one character in the movie that brings Kenshi, you know what I'm saying, back to his glory. You know what I'm saying? Which is Sub-Zero, aka Kuai Liang, the younger brother. You know what I mean? So that brings me to him. So in this movie, Kuai Liang is like a farmer. You know what I'm saying? He's very like passive, docile. You know what I mean? Because it goes back into his past. You know what I'm saying? What he did, I guess, you know what I mean? He was fighting with his, you know, Lin Kuei, with his, and his clan. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is like Sub-Zero basically freezes the ground. You know what I'm saying? Because he just wanted to wipe out all, you know what I'm saying, all of the adversaries or whatever. So he winds up wiping them out and the Lin Kuei. You know what I mean? So after that, he regrets what he did. And he promised himself he wasn't never going to use the power ever again. You know what I mean? So he becomes a farmer. But then there's one scene where, he goes to the village, gets what, buys like vegetables, crops, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Vegetables or whatever he was getting. Then he winds up getting robbed by the same three: Cabal, Kira, and Cobra. You know what I'm saying? They take his shit and beat him up. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying everything he can, everything that's within him, not to use his power. You know what I mean? Because Sub Zero is pretty goddamn strong, but he doesn't want to use his power for anything because he's afraid the same thing might happen again. So, but when Kenshi comes in to his area, you know what I'm saying, right there on his land, to his house, all injured and busted up, Sub Zero, pretty much nurtures him back to health. You know what I mean? Then he decides to train him. You know what I mean? So Kenshi learns, he learns how to use the sword. You know what I'm saying? He learns all of that. You know what I mean? Master Senso. Like, how, in the games, like, he got some of the illest movesets. You know what I'm saying? So, after that, Sub Zero still doesn't want to do anything about Kano and his people and the Black Dragon or whatever. Kenshi does. You know what I'm saying? So they wind up getting into like a little squabble. And Kenshi, he winds up going back to the village, and Sub Zero goes back to his fort. You know what I'm saying? Goes back to his hut or whatever. But then apparently Sub Zero regrets the decision he made. So he finally makes the decision by strapping up his gear, you know what I'm saying, and summoning Scorpion. You know what I mean? So Scorpion comes out, and they both go to the village together, which brings me to Scorpion. So in this movie, Scorpion is ill. You know what I'm saying? Scorpion is one of my favorite characters of all time. He might be the first character I use when I play any Mortal Kombat game for the first time. You know what I'm saying? But in this movie, I gotta be honest, Scorpion seemed like he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's probably like maybe the weakest member of the three. You know what I mean? Even though Scorpion, he can't really die. You know what I'm saying? Because from the fight, you know what I mean, he gets washed up just like Sub Zero does. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like they kill him over and over again, but he keeps coming back. You know what I mean? Which is ill. Like I said, he can't really die. You know what I mean? Because he's already like a specter. So they wind up saving Kenshi or whatever. So after that, they fight Kano, right? So Kano winds up, washing him, man. But before we get to the end, though, I want to move on to the next character. You know what I'm saying? Which is Tremor. Tremor. I'm not really a fan of Tremor. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know too much about Tremor. You know what I'm saying? I know he was in Mortal Kombat Special Forces. I think that's where he made his debut. That game has got to be the dumbest Mortal Kombat game in the series. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand how that game even got past anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that game was whack. But that's the first game he appeared in. You know what I'm saying? In that game, he looks like Scorpion. You know what I'm saying? But he's got like a brown ninja outfit on. So the next game he appears in is Mortal Kombat X. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually like 20 years later. You know what I mean? Well, more than 20 years, I think. I'm sorry, 20 years, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? From 2000 to 2015. You know what I mean? That's the next game he appears in. And they gave him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he looks opposing. He looks threatening. You know what I'm saying? But Tremor in the movie was pretty much the only one that was kind of holding his own. You know what I'm saying? Against Kenshi. But he winds up getting taken out. He's one of the last ones to get taken out. You know what I'm saying? But I do got to give it up for Tremor. You know what I mean? A hell of a fighter. A hell of a fighter. Next character I want to get into, Cabal, which made his debut in Mortal Kombat 3. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got to say, Cabal was originally a part of the Black Dragons. You know what I'm saying? But then in some games, he's made to be, you know what I'm saying, the good guy, you know, fighting on the good side or whatever. So in the beginning, he was Black Dragon. You know what I mean? Later on, they portrayed him as Goody. You know what I'm saying? Like in Mortal Kombat 9. You know what I mean? AKA Mortal Kombat 2011. He was a cop. He was working with Stryker. You know what I'm saying? Before he got burnt up by Kentaro. But in this movie, Cabal was just a piece of shit right along the rest of them. You know, fucking with the villagers or whatever. And yeah, man, Cabal. I gotta say, Cabal was, you know what I'm saying, his skill was, you know what I'm saying, but he was all right though. You know what I mean? Dude who did his voice or whatever did a good job. The acting was great. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give it up. I'll give it up for Cabal. You know what I mean? Next character, Kira. I don't know shit about Kira. I've seen her in the games though. You know what I'm saying? I really couldn't talk about Kira too much. You know what I'm saying? All I know is, um, I think in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, she wound up getting Blaze's power or whatever because her and Cobra was working together, and she winds up taking him out, I believe. You know what I'm saying? If her ending, you know what I'm saying, serves me, you know what I'm saying, if my mind serves me correct, you know what I'm saying, like if I can remember, she takes out Cobra or she does something to Cobra, which destroys him. But yeah, that was partners or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then Cobra. Let's talk about Cobra for a second, y'all, because this one thing that I gotta point out. I don't know if any of y'all noticed this, but does Cobra look like a ripoff of Ken from Street Fighter? You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Y'all know that. Y'all know he looks like a ripoff of Ken, yo. You know what I'm saying? Cobra, he was always a villain. I think he made his debut in what? Mortal Kombat Deception? Or was it Deadly Alliance first? Man, it's been some years since I played them games, y'all. But yeah, I don't think I ever played with Cobra. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't give a shit about Cobra. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was in the movie too. Like I said, he kept getting his ass whooped. But yeah, it's Cobra. You know what I mean? And Shane Song. Oh my god, man! Like, why? Like, how can you kill off Shane Song that easily? Especially Kano with Kano of all people. You know what I'm saying? Kano. I know he had her hourglass and all that. You know what I'm saying? Kronikas hourglass and whatnot. You know what I mean? But come on, son. Y'all could have picked any character to have that hourglass. Kano, you know what I mean? Killing Shang Tsung the way he did. And yes, this is a spoiler, y'all, so it's probably too late for me to say that. You know what I mean? Next character, we're gonna talk about the sword Sento. You know what I mean? With the telepathy and all that. You know what I mean? You know, the sword Kenshi had. So the sword was basically a character in his own. You know what I mean? Because Sento was really alive, but because he basically had the sword had a mind of his own or whatever. So it was just being used by Kenshi. That's one of the dopest swords in video game history, yo. You know what I mean? So if you play Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, if you play Mortal Kombat X, you know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat, I think it was Kenshi in Mortal Kombat 9. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been years since I played this show. He might have been. You know what I mean? But you gotta play with him, yo. Shinto's a dope ass sword, man. You know what I'm saying? So I had to count him in the list of characters, you know what I mean? And then now, finally we're gonna talk about Kano. So like I said, Kano was overpowered, and I couldn't really understand why they made Kano the main villain in this one. When in, you know, the last movie you had the one Being and Shao Kahn, which I thought they should have just split those two up. You know what I'm saying? Like make Shao Kahn the main villain of Battle of the Realms. It did come out with the one Being in the next movie, but they had Kano. I don't know if it's because in the Mortal Kombat movie, you know, the 2021 movie, everybody liked Kano so much that he probably just, you know what I'm saying, okay, we're going to make Kano the main villain for Snowblind. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody else who had that opinion. It's just mine. But yeah, man, I don't think they should have made Kano the main villain. You know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was stupid. I ain't gonna lie. But Yeah, that's pretty much all the characters that really mattered. Yeah, you had who else you had? You had Farrah and Tor. You know what I'm saying? Farrah Tor. They were in the movie, but they didn't really do much. You know what I mean? They was like one of those solid background characters. But then there was some other characters in the movie. You know what I mean? But we'll move on. So now let's get to the comparisons. You got Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge, Mortal Kombat Legends, Battle of the Realms, Mortal Kombat Legends, Snowblind. So if I had to compare these three films, Snowblind would be number two. Um, Scorpion's Revenge will be number for me. Scorpion's Revenge would be number three, and Battle of the Realms would be number one. You know what I'm saying? Even though in Battle of the Realms they fucked up my boy Cabal, man, and they killed Striker's ass. Well, Striker, I don't give a shit about Striker. No offense to my Striker fans, but I don't care for Striker. You know what I'm saying? But they fucked up Cabal. I mean, not Cabal, but Kung Lao. I'm sorry, y'all. Kung Lao. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like for some reason NetherRealm Studios they hate Kung Lao because not only did he dies in Mortal Kombat 9 by getting his neck snapped, he dies in the movie by getting his soul taken. You know what I'm saying? What else? He dies in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Battle of the Realms by getting ripped in half. You know what I'm saying? By Shao Kahn. So I'm just like, damn, yo, they hate my boy Kano. Kano. Kung Lao, you know what I'm saying? Kung Lao was my dude, yo, especially in MK9. Like, nobody could see me with Kung Lao. If we could play a game online, I would take on anybody out there with Kung Lao, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, like I said, Snowblind, number two. It was a good movie. You know what I mean? Some things were off a little bit. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. So, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. And if I got to rate it from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7. You know what I'm saying? Because everything, like as far as special effects and all that, like the animation and shit, you know what I mean, was great. You know what I mean? Like, I love movies like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was, like I said, they held nothing back when it came to the violence and blood and all that. So if you haven't saw it, check it out, man. You know what I mean? Mortal Kombat Snowblind. You can get it from Walmart for about, you know what I'm saying, $20. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, got my copy on Blu-ray, $22. It's worth it, yo. Just give it a shot. You'll like it. And I guarantee you, if you rate these three movies, you'll probably put this in your 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? It's a good movie. You know what I mean? So check it out. Mortal Kombat Snowblind. About to jump off of here. Miss you guys, man. I'm going to start doing these again on Saturdays, so stay tuned for the next one. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'll definitely let you know. All right? Peace. Oh, yeah. Talent show. On the 16th, get your videos in, inbox me, tell me what you're going to do before then, and we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to last from the 16th to the 23rd. And the rules basically, I don't really have rules, but you know what I'm saying? It's got like the video has to be less than 2 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? Number one. You know what I'm saying? Number two, no filters, no none of that. It's got to be genuine. You know what I mean? Like, don't put no filters on your shit. You know what I mean? And number three, I understand people say twerking is an art and all of that, whatever. But if you send me a video, you twerking, you're automatically disqualified. Because for one, it's enough twerking videos out there. You know what I mean? So send me something meaningful. You know what I mean? All right. I'm really about to jump off of here, y'all. All right. Peace.